Welcome back, guys. First of all, I've got to explain the background. I've given up on the green screen. Do not ever ask comedians for a background picture. I asked them for a favorite picture from home. I was expecting stuff like this, but what I ended up was stuff like this. Bloody comedians. And speaking of comedians, I've got a great one today, one I've been looking forward to talking to. Aurelia St Clair. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
How are you coping? Oh, thank you for coming on. How are you coping?
It's like up and down. It's really a roller coaster where I have a few days where I'm really creative and I'm really lucky to still work at my day job from home. And I'd be finishing my day job and then I'm still feeling motivated after and it's a really good day. And I have like one or two of those a week. And then the other 5 days I can't do anything but eat and binge watch Netflix.
You got housemates to keep you busy, yeah?
Yeah, I have four housemates. So I'm really glad that I do. Before I was sometimes wishing I'd live with fewer people, but I think the more people you have around, the better.
Have you got to the
Mm.
stage yet? So, like here in New South Wales, we've been under, I think, 18 days now of lockdown, but most of us went into self isolation for a couple of weeks before that. Have you guys got to the board game stage yet or video game stage?
We've gotten to both stages. um, I think for us it's now week 5 because similar like New South Wales, we started not really seeing any other people
Yeah.
a bit before. Um, we've been playing Cards Against Humanity. I've been
Oh,
teaching my housemates new card games and board games, and yeah.
I'm dying to play that game, but I got no friends. So I don't think my 74-year-old mum and 70-year-old auntie are gonna like appreciate that. But I should do it. I should do it just for content.
It would be really funny just to see what they say to the cards.
Okay, now we go into your backstory. You are German, Cameroon. Now, I practiced this like 4 times. I'm not sure. Is it Cameroon, Cameroonian, Cameroonese,
Cameroonian.
Cameroonian descent?
Hmm. Yeah,
And you
yeah,
moved here, what, 6 years ago
6 years ago, I guess.
to Melbourne?
Yeah, and yeah, I don't think I'll leave anytime soon. But yeah, I grew up in Germany. My mum is from Cameroon originally. My dad is from Germany.
Yeah.
Um, they, uh, yeah, they raised me in Germany more or less. But I wanted to come on an adventure, and I fell in love with someone from Australia. So I moved here for my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
What a crazy story. Like, I learned that you can't change people, but you can be unhappy trying
Yes,
for
that is
quite some
very
time.
true. That's actually something I love about your humor. You have this sort of wisdom beyond your years. I was watching some of your humor today, and I love it. That you told a joke about your credit rating.
Yeah, my college writing. Yeah.
I love that. That is really, really good, eh? I mentioned to you earlier that I had trouble researching you, and then when I you sent me the links and got into researching you, there is so much for somebody of such a young age. Channel 31. I didn't know this still existed. Does it
Thank God
still
they do.
exist?
Yeah, it still exists. I was
So
volunteering there last year. It's so great.
so if we go on analog TV and tune into channel 31, we get we there's still a channel there.
There's still a channel there, and I think it's channel 31 in Victoria, but channel 44 in Adelaide in South Australia.
Yeah.
Um, I think each state might have a different channel for it.
This is amazing to me because
Yeah.
before digital TV, channel 31 was something you had to tune into. And a lot of great TV shows have come off Channel 31. A lot of fishing shows.
Yeah. They're still running a fishing show.
Bloke's World, which is on Channel 7 now, came from Channel 31. And I was just like super surprised that, wow, it's still there. It's still a thing. You're on a show, The Link, with Pat McCaffrey.
Yeah.
It's very funny, and I love the sort of humor where they putting the issues of society up into your face, and I think that your stuff is really good too.
Yeah, it was really fun working on that and researching that sort of thing.
Yeah. Some of your descriptions, this one I love. We're a semi-retired meme creator. Aren't we all?
Put that on LinkedIn.
We're on the internet home for semi-retired meme creators. Proficient master of deadpan comedy. 2017 Raw Victorian finalist. You've written for a heap of newspapers. You've done Channel 31. You've got your stand-up comedy. You've only been here a few years. That's what I love to see. Somebody's just going to put all their effort into what they love to do. If you weren't a comedian or comedy writer or political writer or however you see yourself, what do you reckon you'd be?
I guess my dream job as a kid was to be a children's book author.
All right.
Yeah, I guess it's not too late, but I feel like children's books are always with my parents, and I'm not there yet.
Hey, you're young. I can see that happening.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I guess that was always my dream job, up until I was maybe 10 or so. Yeah. And then after that, I thought, maybe I don't want to work at all. But you have to, don't you?
Yeah. When you done raw comedy, had you done much comedy before that?
I'd done like maybe 5 gigs before that to prepare for it.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I usually talk to people who have taken their first step into it, and that was their first go. It's good to see somebody that, takes foresight for a change, including me. Why'd you get into comedy?
I'd always liked joking, with friends, being like a funny person in the group, and I really enjoyed making long Facebook statuses about funny stories back then, and I still do now. But because of that, I always thought I was funny, and then a friend at the time told me to enter, and I did, and it was the best decision ever. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Do you remember the first joke you said on stage?
Yeah, it was something about my ex-boyfriend's family Christmas.
I like the
Some
way
story.
I like the way you're like me. You take your humor from things that have really happened, because that way you can never forget the punchline because you were there.
Absolutely, yeah. I think almost everything I've written has, 90% truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly work in and around Melbourne. But before your stand up, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest crowd you've done? Or weirdest venue or weirdest situation you were in?
Last year during the comedy festival, I just did a split show with my friend Ree Down, and she's a great comedian as well. And because it was both our sort of our first split show together, we had a few nights where there weren't many people there, but the lowest one was like 3 people.
Oh.
And, we offered them to come back another time, but they didn't really want to. And
yeah.
I guess stage time is stage time.
That's
but
it.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very intimate, maybe too much so.
That's the weird thing, that hecklers Have you ever had any hecklers? Who's your favorite comedian?
My favorite comedian. Well, it's like picking your favorite child, isn't it? You have different favorites for different reasons.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I really love that Wanda Sykes.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. She's probably one of the earliest sort of comedy I would have watched even before I started doing comedy.
Yep.
And also Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Same thing. Watching Chappelle show, and
Yeah.
that was really my introduction really to comedy, I think, was through Chappelle show.
Who would you have play you in a movie?
um, if it was a funny movie, I'd love to have Tiffany Haddish play me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Meghan Markle.
Yeah, of course. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
see
you
that.
know, if she goes back to acting, if they run out of money, my movie will be there.
If you could pick a superpower, what would it be?
I'd love to be invisible.
Really?
That would, yeah, yeah. Just
Ah.
being invisible or flying.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna change the question to just ask, invisible or flying? You pick both.
Yeah.
Flying invisibly.
Yeah, that would be undoubtedly a very good skill.
Do you have a regular
Mm.
job?
I do have a regular job. I work in customer service.
You're
Yeah.
essential?
Well, it's something I can do from home because it's mainly phone and email support.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky that we haven't been, closed or really affected that much
Yep.
by it yet. Mm.
Yeah, that wasn't a question. I was saying you're essential.
Yeah.
I think you're
Oh,
comedy.
thank you.
What are your hopes for the future?
My hopes for the future are that coronavirus has a vaccine
Yeah.
coming up, so we can go back out there. I want to do Melbourne Comedy Festival show this year was supposed to be my first solo show, but obviously that has been cancelled.
Yeah.
So I'm really wanting to do that. And further down the line, like, who knows?
Sorry,
Netflix special.
what was your show
Anything.
called? I've written it down here, but you see, on yours I've written 3 pages, whereas people I know, there's like half a page. But for you, I've written 3 pages, and somewhere on here it says what your show was called. What was your show?
It was called Woke.
That's it. Yeah, Woke. That's it. That's why people told me, yeah, don't be careful when you talk to her. She'll wokeify you. Well, I reckon you'll be amazing. After all this is finished, please go and watch Aurelia's show. She's very funny. Look her up on YouTube, Aurelia St Clair. Have a look at the leak with Pat McCaffrey. Very funny. You look very young in them. She is obviously much wiser than he is. Check her out. She's great. If you can, please hit subscribe on this video so if it makes any money, I can hand it on to my guest. Give it a thumbs up. Write a comment. Aurelia St Clair. Before you go, can I please ask your favorite joke of all time?
Oh my God. That is so hard.
Is it?
Sarah, no, because I'm like, it's not my own joke. It's
No, it
someone
doesn't
else's
matter.
joke.
No.
It's Sarah Silverman has a joke about her sister shitting her pants. And the premise sounds really ordinary, but it's a very, very funny joke.
Right, I'll look it up. Aurelia St Clair, lovely to talk to you. I can't wait to come down and see your show. This will finish.
It will.
Yeah. The snap will become the blip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see your show. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to talking to you. You've been an absolute pleasure. Can't wait to see you again, and we'll catch up in the future.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night. Bye.